if you're an incoming freshman at the University of Chicago and you're looking for trigger warnings and safe spaces, well, the dean of students would like to say, you can go fuck yourself.
I don't think he said that exactly.
He didn't really say that, but he kind of implied it. He kind of implied it. All right, so James Ellison sent out...
John Ellison.
Whatevs. Does he need a safe space? No, I'm just kidding. John Ellison, Dean of Students at the University of Chicago, sent a letter out to incoming freshmen to let them know that the school really values academic freedom and also debates, disagreements, and basically an open area where people can share their ideas. And as a result, they are not in favor of trigger warnings or safe spaces. Let me read from his letter. He says, our commitment to academic freedom means that we do not support so-called trigger warnings. We do not cancel invited speakers because their topics might prove controversial. And we do not condone the creation of intellectual safe spaces where individuals can retreat from ideas and perspectives at odds with their own. So that was a really, in my opinion, strongly worded letter to freshmen. I think that overall and generally speaking, I agree with him. I don't think that safe spaces really make sense on a college campus, especially when it has to do with people that you find controversial or if you disagree with their ideas. What I know from, this past year, when you ban a speaker, you only give them what they want. Right? And not all speakers, some speakers are actually doing what they do based on their merit and academic achievements or whatever. And then there are other, speakers who just, they're rabble rousers and, controversial figures and trolls. And so they want to be banned from college campuses so then they can go online and whine and cry about it, right? So I think that it's a bad idea to ban speakers, even if you disagree with them. Look, I think that trigger warnings make sense in some very specific cases, though. And people have changed my mind on this because at first I was like, come on, trigger warnings, get over it. No. But I think that in some cases, let's say you're teaching a sociology class and the issue of rape comes up and you're dealing with students who might have been raped in the past and it's really difficult for them to deal with it. Giving them a warning ahead of time as a professor and letting them know, hey, this is sensitive material, just giving you a heads up, I think is totally fine. But we can't have trigger warnings for anything and everything.
Okay, so I think both sides are a little out of hand on this. Let me explain. So there's a super reasonable way to do this. Like you said, if you're going to talk about rape and somebody in the class might have been, and you give a slight heads up, okay, hey, we're going to talk about this issue just in case.
Yeah.
Like nobody's head has to explode over that one way or another, okay? And it just, trigger warning kind of sounds funny, right? It sounds like, it sounds goofy to me. So,
I think it minimizes, the emotional trauma that someone's actually experiencing.
Yeah. So I just think that the people who are in favor of the trigger warnings got carried away with it. And if you want trigger warnings for everything, no, that's not how the world works, right? On the other hand, for the people who are against it, they're like, no, never. Okay, I know, just calm down for a second. Maybe in some cases it makes sense. Safe spaces make sense if it's like physically safe. Yeah, I want the students to be safe. If it's your house, that's a safe space.
Yeah.
You don't want somebody just barging into your house and be like, bah! Right?
Yeah.
But if you're talking about a psychological safe space or an intellectual safe space, no,
because
not buying it.
I think that college, more than anything, there's the academic component of it, but then there's the real life experience of it, right? And so college is kind of that transition between, your childhood and adulthood. And I don't want college to like shelter you further where you think you go into the real world and you're going to be prepared. You're not going to be prepared, okay? There are no safe spaces in the real world. In fact, there are so little or so few safe spaces in the real world that the only place that you can actually go to for any refuge is your home, literally, okay? So I want to make sure that people don't get afraid to engage with those that they disagree with or be open-minded to ideas that differ from their own because you never know. We're not perfect. And sometimes we have ideas.
Really?
Sometimes we have ideas that we think are 100% correct, and then someone hits us with a different perspective, and it gets us thinking. And that's the whole point of a college campus, right?
Yeah, I only had 1,000 conversations like that in college, and you're supposed to. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay, look, there are clear examples where colleges have carried away. DePaul banning Ben Shapiro, I think, was totally wrong. So just let the guy speak. Yeah, he's a total conservative. Don't agree with him. So what? If you shouldn't be afraid of anyone's ideas, certainly conservatives. And apparently, Case Western Reserve University provided counseling and safe space haven for students triggered by the Republican National Convention. Come on.
Well,
No.
I mean, I feel like I needed a safe space after that experience.
In our case, it was literal because people barged in and physically, got in our face. And were not removed by security. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Right. That was physical and literal. But you can't be like, oh my God, the RNC, the speeches, I need a safe space. No, engage, get in there, counter them, have the exchange of ideas, have a debate, kick their ass.
Be a fighter.
Not
Ideological,
physically,
intellectual fighter.
okay? And don't be afraid of letting other people speak. If you've got better ideas than them, then you should have nothing to worry about. So I know University of Chicago's reputation. They're a more conservative school. This is a really strong letter, like kind of establishing their turf, like, what are you going to do now, right? So they had to clear this all the way up to the dean, to the board before they put it, I imagine. So this is them saying, yeah, you know what, Chicago is conservative and we're not going to tolerate this. But they're right. And in the letter, they say, look, we're also for diversity.
Yeah.
And we want diversity of opinions and ideas. And if you like that, come to University of Chicago. And I think it's not only the right move to do intellectually, but also pretty good for marketing because you plant your flag and you go, no, here we discuss ideas.
TYT members get the post-game show where Cenk and I get a little raunchy, talk about some personal stuff that we probably shouldn't be mentioning. If you want to watch the post-game, just go to tytnetwork.com/join and become a member.